what's happening, guys? I hope I got enough examples there in my intro. I don't know if I did. I'll chop her up as usual. But the point of today's lesson is more overlapping boxes for country, as we've done a lot of lately. I want to talk about how we're going to treat the 4 and 5 chord in more of like the turnaround, right? So, when we get to our turnaround in our country, and let's just take this here. I did the example over A. So let's just keep things in the key of A. So we're going to be working over an A7, a D7, and an E7, okay? So we're just going to kind of keep this simple for the purposes of talking about it here. So what I want to kind of just jump right to, let's not beat around the bush here, is how we're going to treat that turnaround in the 4-5 chord. And I think the challenge here is the fact that they're one step apart instead of like a fourth or a fifth apart, right? A fourth kind of being ideal. Talking about if you're going up or down, right? But talking about as far as just from like a linear standpoint of like how it falls on the neck, right? Being that they're a whole step apart from each other, they're just kind of always next to each other. So you kind of always have your choice of, do you want to take the pattern you're using and just shift it down 2 frets and do the same exact thing, because that is always an option. So if we're in A and we get to our turnaround in E, we can, and then we could do exactly what we just did over, right? We can do whatever we just did. It doesn't matter. I mean, take the idea. It doesn't matter. The point being is that whatever you do over your 5 chord, you can obviously just go down 2 frets and do it again on your over the 4 chord as well, right? So let's look at, first of all, let's use this box that I was just working with as our template here. So let's start with the 5 chord, which is going to be E, and we're gonna play 7 on our A string, and then 9 on our D, G, and B strings. And then we're going to have 7 there available on our high E. Now, as you guys know, the minor to major third, so the third is on our B string there, right? So we're going to go down from 8 to 9 to outline that third, right? Okay, so at that, because that doesn't really matter what the lick is, right? Doesn't really matter what the lick is, you guys. So the point being is that you can just move it down 2 frets. Now here's the challenge. What if you want to go up? What if you want to ascend, right? Because that works great if you're trying to get back down here to your A shape. But what if you're trying to rock out of this box for a moment, right? If you're trying to play your A out of this box here. So in that situation, you're at your E here. There's that lick. And then instead of repeating it down 2 frets, we're going to move up now to our next available D box, which is going to be, which we can actually stay right here if we want. If we want, right here we have our B minor pentatonic scale, which is going to be your D, straight up your D box, right? Here how we're shifting that and giving D now the tonality there. So in slowly in context, we're looking at, and then like, and then up, then you can go up to your A, right? Or you have your D box up here too, so you can do your E here, and then you can move up to 12 and use your box here, right? You can use this box here, and then you can just, then you have your, Then you have your A box right here. Now, you can just kind of keep moving this up. I think I've probably rambled on long enough about this, and we're certainly going to explore more into this, but I just kind of want to get in and start the lessons here on the different ideas of what you can do to work over that 4 and 5 chord when they do come up, especially when you don't have a long time to get out and articulate an idea. You know, if you get to a turnaround and it just sits on a chord for a hot minute, it's a lot easier, right? Because then you don't really have to. It's a lot easier to change the tonal center to the listener, right? It's a lot easier to create that new 1 chord, so to say. It's kind of tricky to do that in a turnaround when the chords just kind of fly by. And in my opinion, there's times where they go by too fast for, in my opinion, to really even do it, or to do it where it's really worth it. Cool. We're going to leave it at that for right now. You guys know how much I love you all. Like, subscribe, and share. I will see you on the flip. Later, y'all.